Hello friends, it's Amber. Welcome back to another vlog. Sorry if you can hear the sound of the air conditioner over this. I will try my best to edit it out, but it is currently 90 degrees and the high today is 97, so me and the air go together real bad. There's no chance of me turning it off. I've been working my way through my work to-do list and a little bit of my personal to-do list. I took like a 10-minute pause to do some decluttering of a corner behind me that you cannot see. And now I have about 20 minutes until my next meeting, and I'm doing that thing where I keep going back and forth over lunch options in my head instead of actually making lunch, which is a slippery slope. This vlog is going to be just some days in my life, kind of taking you through what my work week looks like. I haven't done a longer, like multi-day vlog in a while. Pretty regular week, but tonight I am going out to dinner with a friend. She actually just got engaged, so very excited for her and to catch up with her. That will be a great time. But yeah, otherwise this week will be work, some stuff around the house, probably some stationery, definitely some reading, and just doing everything in my power possible to avoid outside because it's so hot outside that I literally cannot deal. So yeah, I wanted to check in and start this vlog off officially. I'm still, for some reason, which is how you know it's really giving Monday today, I'm still like finishing coffee number one, but I think I'm ready to pivot to an iced coffee. So I'll probably pour a shot of espresso to add into my iced coffee. I actually don't even know if I have any cold brew in the fridge. And I will also refill my water bottle because we are responsible around here. Side note, there was a really cute new Awala bottle that launched exclusively at Urban Outfitters, which these like limited quantity releases, they really do it to me. You guys know I'm already obsessed with like a good water bottle, a good drinking cup. So I already want it, but you making it in small quantities where I have to fight for it, it only makes me want it more. So they released this first one, this like coquette blue bow, which is not usually my thing, but that one, the colors just did it for me and I missed it. I missed the drop. And then I saw the other day, like maybe Saturday morning, that they released another one, this really cute like black floral pattern that I was like, ooh, I kind of like that. Like it's giving spring, summer, but also fall, winter. Like I want it. And by the time I was like, okay, just go get it on Saturday night, it was sold out. And I was like why can I have anything? Can I just have literally anything? So the moral of the story is when you see a cute Awala pattern, just buy it. Hi friends, we're back. I just finished getting ready ish for dinner tonight. I say ish because it's 100 degrees, so there's only so much getting ready you can do, but I did want to show you the two fragrances that I'm obsessed with. I pretty much wear them every single day and I always layer them. Okay, I bought these both. Oh no, actually one is from Ulta, one is Sephora. The first is this amber like musk from Namat. It's a roll-on. I got this size. It was the only size they had. I will definitely be repurchasing, and if they have a larger size I'll probably get one. I've had this for like maybe a few months and I'm already halfway through, but I love it. And I layer it with this K. Ali Eden Juicy Apple. Again, they only had the travel size, so it's almost gone, but I will definitely be repurchasing both of these. It's like such a good summer duo. Putting on some Ole Hendrickson. This lip balm is so underrated. So good. Just wearing this little like green frockish loose dress from Old Navy because it's the only thing that I feel like won't actually melt into my body. So it's very cool and it has pockets, so winner. Hello, I took the best after like walking through billion-degree weather and 7 trillion% humidity shower ever, and I feel so much better. Now I am at my desk, even though I am clearly very much ready for bed, and I unboxed like some packages that I had, just like some random small things that I had reordered for the house. And I had a package come in from JetPens, and I decided to save that package to open with all of y'all. Okay, first up, I got this little plastic shiny booklet, and it is actually made for holding stickers. So you get this like zipper pouch where you can like put whatever in here, little ephemera, things like that. And then there's pages where you can stick in sticker sheets. I have a lot of sticker sheets, and I feel like the reason why I have so many and it takes me so long to use them up is because I can't see everything that I have. So the goal is to use this, see how many pages of this that I end up filling, and then hopefully that helps me organize. You also get a cover, a pocket on the back here. It looks like another one here. This is a lot of storage. And the same on this side. So this is great for organizing stickers. I'm really excited about this. Like, my little stationery nerd heart got so happy to see it. They had a few colorways, and I can already tell, just knowing the sheer amount of stickers that I have right now, this is not going to hold all of them, but this is going to help a lot. And it's also great for travel. Like if you were going on a trip and you just want to take a couple sticker books with you or a few sticker packs, this works. I'm going to do a little size comparison. Let's see how it compares to like a B6 Stalogy. So here is a B6 Stalogy, and it's like just slightly larger, like roughly the same size, if you were wondering like how they measured up. So pretty portable. I'm really excited about this. This seems like a good option for my sticker situation. And then I picked up some more pens. So this is kind of like a mini part 2 to an earlier JetPens order that I had. Okay, so like I said, this is kind of like part 2. So these are all pens that I've tried before and really liked and decided to grab in additional like colorways. So let's start with the babies of the bunch, which are these Uni 1 P pens. When these pens first launched, I really hated them. I thought they were so silly. And now I'm like obsessed, and I have 4 of them now. I really love this blue one. It has this like marbled coloring to it with the silver clip, which I thought was really cute. And then this color is called Pear, and it has like this rose gold clip, which I think matches it really well. You know I'm a sucker for anything green. Let me know if the back pages of your Hobonichi are as neglected as mine. I've used 27 of the 71, I think, notes pages that you get, which honestly it's not that bad. It's only July, but still. I'm so nerdy. Even when I'm just doing like a little thing, I always need to like label and date my page. So let's just call this a JetPens mini haul. I love these Pentel brush pens. They're probably some of my favorite to write with. It actually makes it look like I'm good at lettering. Okay. So this one is, I think they're both in the 0.38 size. And I just think the ink is so smooth. And it's also a very dark black. Obviously they are the same, but 1P. This one actually seems thinner, but they're both 0.38 millimeters. So they're just so cute. And then I grabbed 3 of these pens. These are all from Rytech, and they're the dual color pens. So it's like a multi-pen. You have one color on one side, which is usually, from what I've seen, black, and then the color of the pen body. Was really impressed with how smooth these pens were, especially because Rytech pens are kind of like on the cheaper side, which is great when the cheap stuff performs well. And these are 0.05. That's the black, and then let's do, this color is olive, I believe. And then two different shades of blue because I'm extra. This one is dark blue. And then this one is smoke blue. Oh, I really like this blue. So yeah, very small little haul, but I'm excited for these, and I'm really excited for this little sticker booklet. Have you ever seen a more perfect mug for me? I saw it on Instagram and was obsessed. The back is also really cute. All these little like stationery things. Oh, and the coffee smear from when I almost had a little Nespresso mishap this morning, but we're good. Happy Wednesday. I don't think I've checked in and like talked to you all yet today. I just made a double shot of espresso over ice with a little half and half, and I added a little sugar in the raw to it because I am crashing. I needed to pick me up. I got these little cups maybe 6 months ago at Target. They are like that thick plastic material, but they come in handy for like a little afternoon beverage. Last night I slept terribly. I don't know, I think it was like the PMS mixed with the thunderstorm mixed with the general anxiety of life that is only heightened by PMS. But the only good thing about my insomnia last night was that I did get a lot more of my book finished, so I think it's time for a little reading update. First, let me just say, I started this book on Sunday, like Sunday afternoon, and this was one of my most anticipated reads of the year. I love Abby Jimenez, and I think that this book is solidifying that she's going to be an auto-buy author for me for the rest of forever. The first book I read by her, I was very late to the Abby Jimenez party. The first book I read was Part of Your World, and Part of Your World wrecked me. Like, I thought that book was perfect, no notes. I've never given 5 stars faster. Then I read Yours Truly, and I was like, oh, is she gagging me again? And she did. And then I started going back in her backlist while I was waiting for this book to come out. So I read The Friendship Zone, or The Friend Zone, The Friendship Zone, The Friend Zone. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I think that one, Part of Your World and Yours Truly were 5 stars. The Friend Zone for me was like a strong 4.5 star. This is a 12-star read for me. And I don't know what I've done to this lady. I don't know how she knows me. I don't know if she like knows my mom, or like if my sister like one time ran into her and like tripped her, and then she was like, oh, I'm gonna just emotionally destroy Amber on the pages of books for the rest of her life. But that's what's happening here. This book deals with a lot of like really tough parent relationships. Specifically, both main characters have a lot to overcome in their relationships with their mothers, which I can relate to. I feel like most girls can relate to just having a thing with your mom. But this one hits. And this book, Part of Your World and Yours Truly, all kind of take place in the same world. The way that she connected the people, because I was like, oh, like, that's not so-and-so's friend. Like, she's not in this friend group. How does this connect? The way that it connects, which I read like early this morning, blew my mind. This book is so good. I have this much left, which is like maybe 50 pages, maybe less than that, like 35 pages maybe. And all I want to do is read this book. I can't do that because it's still the work day and I need to also, you know, keep a job. But I will definitely finish this book tonight. And I already know, like literally the last 35 pages would have to be blank. And even then, I'm giving this 12 stars. Like, this is so good. But I did sob last night while I was reading part of it because I was like, wow. Why would you put these people through that? That's so cruel. She's like, Abby, I hope one day we get to have a conversation of some sort because my goodness, your mind. So that's where we're at. I won't let you know where we land, and I will let you know what my final reaction to the end of this book is. And I hope it doesn't leave me emotionally scarred like the last 200 pages have. I cried again, but I finished. It was perfect. And now I need to process. I think this is one of my favorite books that I've read this year so far. And honestly, I would put An Ember in the Ashes in that same category as one of the best books I've read this year so far. So now there's a lot of pressure on July because I want to start another book tonight. I'm gonna watch a show, take a shower, and then go through my TBR options. But now there's a lot of pressure. Also, my light is purple right now because it was a nice reading vibe. But there's a lot of pressure on July to deliver another 5-star read. And I wouldn't want that pressure if I was July. But I loved this book. I'll let you know what I decide to pick up next. Good morning. We made it to Friday. I didn't mean for this to become a Monday, Wednesday, Friday vlog, but here we are. It is another work from home day and it's a summer Fridays day, which means I'm technically done work at 2 p.m., which is amazing. I did start another book. I started Little Rot. This will be my second time reading Emezi's writing. The first book I read of theirs was, I want to say it's called Monster or Monsters, and that is technically a middle grade book. So this will be my first time reading their adult writing. I'm about 50 pages in so far between Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm really loving the writing so far. And Emezi just has a way with storytelling. Like, they tell story in a way that even when you're not like completely sure what you're getting yourself into, just the way that they tell the story just sucks you in immediately. And I'm very much like invested in the what's all going on here of it. So I was going to try to read a little bit before work, but then just started like low-key rotting around. I cut out these books that I'd printed so I can use them in my upcoming journal entries. I know I talk about this in every video that I'm overdue for a planner journal system update, but I've been using these A6 little like insert notebooks as monthly, or sometimes I'll have 2 months. This one will probably have 2 months commonplace books. So they literally just have everything in them, from like random notes to trackers to TBRs to thoughts on books just for the summer journal entry. So I've really been just keeping all my little like book thoughts and stuff in those inserts, and I think that has really helped me get an understanding of what I want system-wise for 2025. It's already like basically the end of July, which means Hobonichi season is coming, and I'm scared. And coffee and try to breeze through. My to-do list for work today is actually very manageable, and my meetings are very few. And that is a very good combination for me. Laying on my couch, I was listening to the audiobook while I read Little Rot on my Kindle. And I'm still really enjoying this. I just really enjoy the writing. The audiobook narrator has a very soothing voice and a very like soothing accent. So that, like, the combo of that, I like had to stop because I was like, I think his voice, just like the tone and tenor of his voice was absolutely going to put me to sleep. Like, it doesn't take much anyway, but I'm still really enjoying this. I want to talk a little bit about what the book is about and like the subject matter that it deals in. So the book is set in Nigeria, and it starts with us getting introduced to two of the main characters who are going through a breakup, and they kind of go their separate ways, and we're seeing how each of them is trying to process the breakup and deal with where they are in life. So we see our first main character, Ima. She goes off with, I don't want to spoil anything in the book, let's just say she goes off one way, and we follow our second main character, Kalu, who goes to meet up with one of his friends, Ahmed, who's another, it seems like, main character. And Ahmed is known for throwing these like wild parties. When I first picked this up, I didn't know that much. Like, I don't even know that I'd fully read the synopsis. When I got through like half of the first chapter, I was like, what are we dealing in here? Because the second chapter of the book gets a little dark. There are some pretty heavy themes that are being dealt with in the book. The largest one is sex work. And it's not being done in a way that's making me like, I mean, it makes me uncomfortable because it's an uncomfortable topic in the way that they're dealing with it, and the people who are being impacted by it and how, but it's just very heavy. And like the chapter that I just finished chapter 3, was so heavy, and I'm just like, whoo. Whew. So I am enjoying it. It's weird. I want to keep reading. Like, I'm invested in the story, but it's absolutely not what I'm in the mood for. Just see how far I get, and if I end up picking up something too. I do think that listening to the audiobook while I read it on my Kindle will be helpful, just because I think that, I don't know, the narrator processing some of these heavier topics just makes it a little bit less intense for me. I'm just a girl and I feel like I deserve things. I kind of want to go to Barnes & Noble. There are just like a couple of books that keep coming up on my timelines and that I've had like on my radar, especially one that just came out, that I would like to go and maybe grab physical copies for. And then there are some cute little romances that came out this week that I might want to go get my hands on, but I know I've said before, probably in this vlog, I have no business going to get anyone's books because I'm surrounded. But I think that I'm going to do a little one book in, one book out. So I'm actually gonna do a little sweep in the next couple of minutes, grab some books that I can say goodbye to. And I think there's a little free library not far from my apartment. I'm going to go bless the library with some new reads. Maybe someone will find their next favorite book and make a little space on my shelves. I think there are books that I've had literally forever that I just know I'm not going to read them. Or I have multiple copies of them. My friends obviously take from my library all the time, which helps mitigate what is in and what is out, but I think it's time to release some things. I dropped off books at the little free library. I want to say I dropped off like 8 or 10. I didn't want to bring too many because I didn't know how full it would be. I probably could have brought a couple more. But because I am just a girl, I went to Barnes & Noble and I got 3 new books. I almost got 4 and I kind of regret not picking up that 4th one that I was back and forth on. Maybe I'll add that to my Kindle or something later. I don't know, but 3 felt like a fair number when I had already donated 8 to 10 to make space on my shelves. So this seems rational. First, I got Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I was influenced by Phoebe, aka Read and Write, who is a good friend, who said this was one of her favorite books of the summer, I think, or maybe of the year. And Phoebe is another one. We're usually like 90-10, honestly, on books. Like there's a 90% chance I'm gonna like what she liked. So I'm excited about this. This is about 2 musicians. It's enemies to lovers. They are playing in the same orchestra together, and she gets first chair. He's resentful of that. They end up having to spend a lot more time together and end up falling for each other from there. So I've never read this specific setup, like 2 musicians before, so I'm excited for that. This one I picked up because I was watching a bunch of reading vlogs and it kept popping up in reading vlogs, but it actually just came out this week. The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. She also wrote You with a View, which I did not read but have seen good reviews for. And this is about two exes who are like on relatively, I don't even think they're on good terms, but they still have a lot of mutual friends. It's one of those mutual friends' wedding, and they both need to work together to like ensure the wedding goes off without a hitch. I just keep hearing people rave about the writing in this book. I started like flipping through some pages just to get a sense of it. I was kind of into it, so we'll see how this one fares. And then this one was only slightly influenced by the internet. I knew I was going to pick it up. I actually have it on my Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited, but that is Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen. I knew I was going to buy a physical copy of this because Black woman author, plus size main character, plus size representation in romance. Yes, 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 I'm always gonna buy. In this one, our main character has like a very spicy one-night stand. I've already read the first chapter of this book on my Kindle, and it is like, it opens in the middle of the spice, like literally homegirl bent over in the kitchen, full spice. But she has this like one-night stand with an ex and is just sick of being caught in the cycle. And I believe she goes on like a bunch of dates, like she's on the apps trying to find like her person and going through just like the trials and tribulations of dating as a plus size woman. I feel like, am I in the right headspace to read this week? But maybe before the end of the summer, this could be a fun like summer read. I've heard like mixed reviews. Like some people are like, oh, I loved it. A lot of people are like, there were some things in it that made me feel uncomfortable. But I also feel like because there's not a ton of plus size representation in romance novels, there are a lot of things that we have not read before that may not be problematic but still make us feel uncomfortable, and I think we have to learn to exist somewhere in the middle of that. My camera is having a hard time. But going through all of the romance stacks in the bookstore did make me realize I'm really not in the mood for Little Rot right now. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to put it down. Like I'm not ready to DNF it because I am enjoying the writing. I am enjoying the story. But I also just like, I want something a little bit lighter to go into the weekend. So I might start the X-Files and see how I'm liking that. It's a shorter one. I think it's just like a little over 300 and something. Oh no. Yeah, it's like 370 pages. It feels a lot shorter than that. But I might pick this up, see how I feel about that. I will check in again once I figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my reading and after I eat dinner. Morning. I did not pick up the camera yesterday, but I promise you did not miss that much. I did on Friday night start the X-Files, and I also kept reading it yesterday. I also put the audiobook on while I was cleaning and like doing some little things. So I've read most of it physically, but I listened to a couple chapters on the audiobook. Right now I'm on chapter 20, page 192. So I'm about like halfway done with this, I think, and I'm liking it. I think that the story is very cute. So what the premise is that there is like this friend group. One of the friends is getting married and having a wedding, and the two best friends who are his best people, so like the best man, best woman, used to date, and they had a catastrophic breakup like 5 years prior to when this wedding is happening. But they both have some like internal issues, and they don't want to make rifts in the friend group, in the larger friend group. So they've always downplayed just like how much the breakup has impacted them. And they've also never really talked about it between each other. Like they haven't really processed what it means to still be attempting to be friends and how everything went down. And we've only, at this point in the book too, only gotten glimpses into why they potentially broke up in the first place. So you have like an idea of what went wrong. Like they talk a lot about him being a workaholic and like her having trouble asking for help. So we're like piecing it together, but we're getting it slowly throughout the story. The one best friend, the one who's getting married, Adam, he also believes he has this like curse on him. So all these things keep going wrong as he's planning his wedding, like issues with catering, venues, vendors, like all that stuff. Things just keep really, really, really blowing up in his face. And so he's leaning on these two friends, these two exes, to help him like piece everything back together, make the best of it, and get him to the altar. And so through them trying to like work together as a team, they're finally getting a chance to confront old feelings and talk about things that they probably should have talked about before they were gonna be in a wedding together. So I like it. I think the writing in this is pretty strong. Like, I am enjoying the way that it's written. I'm enjoying the story. First, I think the thing that I'm struggling the most with is the pacing. Like, I just feel like, I don't know if it's me or if it's the book, but it does feel a little bit slow. Like, the whole thing is taking place basically over a week, or like 10 days, the course of this wedding, and we're not at the wedding yet. And I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know what it is. I think it also could be because I'm reading this like physically and listening to it. Whereas when I read on my Kindle, I feel like that just naturally makes the pace feel faster because I read faster on it. But I am really enjoying it. It's like a pretty solid read so far. So I'm going to try to finish it today, which is very ambitious. Basically a little over 160 pages to go, which is a lot. But today I woke up not really feeling that great, so I'm gonna go try a new coffee shop because I saw someone post they make a mango matcha, and I've been really craving a good matcha, so that feels like something that I deserve. But I'm gonna take this book with me, sit in there, read a while, and probably come home and read some more and rot because I just don't have it in me to do much of anything today.